Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about practicing being your coach and not your critic. Oftentimes we are judging ourselves and we have this internal monologue about how we are perceived to others or by others. And I want you to know, if you think people are thinking about you, they're not. Because chances are the next person thinks the exact same thing that you are feeling. So really, we're just thinking about ourselves through another imaginary person on how we feel like other people may perceive us. But again, it's all just personal and internal judgment, just in different forms. Another good thing to keep in mind also when you are starting to coach yourself instead of critiquing yourself, you have to question your thoughts sometimes. So don't just entertain every single thought. Often it's just beliefs, not facts. So you have to really ask yourself in certain situations, anything that you may feel about yourself, question that and see, is it a belief or is it a fact? And you'll come to find that most of the time they're just beliefs, and beliefs can be rewired. And that's why I say try to start practicing coaching yourself instead of critiquing yourself, because I think if we're constantly critiquing ourselves, it's not really, it's looked at as a negative way. Criticism, often perceived negative. That's the feeling most likely associated with it. So that's where you start to judge yourself. That's where you start to feel fearful. You start to limit yourself. So instead of criticizing, think about coaching. Coaching yourself through it. If you know you have things you need to work through and you have goals that you want to achieve, coach yourself as any coach or mentor would to get you to where you want to be. So start being that for yourself. You can start to get the ball rolling on overcoming these challenges that you're facing, because again, it's most likely all internalized and it's not really the truth of anything. It's just your thoughts controlling your reality, and you are what you think. You attract what you put your attention to. I'm a firm believer of that. Negativity is associated with negative energy, so it's just going to constantly attract that. So when you are criticizing yourself, you're looking at yourself in a negative perspective. But if you start to coach yourself and start to really mentor and work yourself through whatever you need to work through, that is how you start to become and change that negative belief system to a positive belief system about yourself, and you start to perceive yourself in a positive way. But again, it's all about perception. It's all about how you view things. So if you view things from a negative light, then more than likely that's what you are going to attract. Whereas if you have a positive mindset, you're going to attract a lot of positivity and abundance into your life, because that is how you perceive things. We don't know for sure if these people are thinking about us. We just think they're thinking about us, and then we believe that and we roll with it. A lot of people are like-minded in that sense, where they're just thinking about themselves. So when we really think people are focused on us, sometimes they may be, but oftentimes they're not, because we're so in our own heads. Just like the next person, they're going through their struggles, they're going through their battles, and they're dealing with their own life. So if that hasn't already lifted a weight off your shoulders, then I don't know, it brought me a lot of clarity and a lot of peace, because it's easy to think we're being judged, think we're being perceived, and especially when we're putting ourselves out there. And just focus on you, focus on what it is that you want, because more than likely people are going to support it. People are going to gravitate towards you, and that's when you'll find your people, that's when you'll find your community. And to me, that's all that really matters. Once you start to focus on this journey, people will filter themselves out. So anybody that's not for you, that's not good for you, will leave, and you do have to be okay and accept that and let go. because we're not meant to hold on to things forever. So when you start to practice that detachment and really get an idea of clarity and peace, it's easier to come to terms with, because you just can't be too attached. You really can't. You really can't. That is all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like my content, don't forget to subscribe for more. Bye guys. Mwah.